What's going on, guys? Energy News Beat and Crude Truth here at the W Energy booth. It's been an awesome day here at NAPE, and we're super excited to get to chat with W real quick. We've got Casey and Frank, wonderful, wonderful people. Frank, talk to me a little bit. How's NAPE been this year?
NAPE has been awesome. Always my favorite week of the year because we get to spend so much time with our customers and also old colleagues. But this year has been extra special for us because we're actually rolling out Stream Plus, which has been a huge hit today.
I'm glad you brought up Stream Plus. We've had a great opportunity to visit with Rachel Collins, y'all's president and CEO today. And I'd just love to hear more about what exactly this Stream Plus is, Casey.
Yeah, so Stream Plus is an integrated accounting, land, and production software that takes you from field to finance. So really what we're doing is we're emulating what our customers are doing in the field and in their office, and we've connected it all, and we're showing it here at NAPE.
That's awesome. Let's walk through a quick workflow here. I want to move from the field all the way to finance. Talk a little about what you guys got going on here. First, we'll start with the field.
So we have a mobile app, and this is what the pumpers or lease operators are going to use to collect their daily volumes. Once that's complete, they're going to do the run tickets. They're going to capture all the data that they need to in the field. If there's any tasks or issues, if there's SCADA, we're going to capture all that here on the mobile device. It works online and offline. It integrates with this platform. So this is what the foreman is going to be seeing. So they can see everybody's tasks, what everybody in the field is doing. Then we're going to go over to the production system. So this is where we manage our allocation network. So we take these volumes that have been entered in the mobile device, we run it through the allocation network, we've digitized everything that you're doing in the field, and it's all right here. So we can do those formulas, all the math that needs to happen. And then from there, we take it all the way to accounting and to land. So you can kick off your financials, we apply a contract, a division order, and then ultimately distribute revenue. So we've taken these volumes and now we've distributed revenue from it.
I think the power of that is unbelievable. As an operator, how does that help streamline your operations?
Oh, obviously, when let's just look at the field service management part of it alone. I mean, there's so many different ways, and unfortunately, you can never get, what the left hand's doing, you never know what the right hand's doing, as I do in my opposite here. And with this technology, what you're able to do go literally from the field to accounting departments, that can be hundreds, thousands of miles to where you've got people talking and communicating, because at the end of the day, as an operator, that run ticket needs to match over here. And that can mean the difference in thousands of dollars. And so as an operator, we need to make sure that there's less room for error. And with a software like this, that is one way to really remove that error and the human error part.
Well, it's also transparency as well, like you talked about. A run ticket not showing up in accounting is not thousands of dollars, dude, it's tens of thousands of dollars. And you talk about where oil is and where load's at. So the transparency, I think, is really cool about this and how everything all ties together.
Right. No, absolutely. And yes, tens of thousands of dollars. You are right. I'm sorry, I'm making it a little small. But again, the fact that you've got something here where you can go literally from the field to the payroll to the check, that is so huge, because now you know exactly how many barrels you're producing on top of exactly how much money your revenue is. And then more importantly, what is the net revenue to your investors or to even the mineral individuals that are.
No, it is. And I'm big on the velocity of decision making and how quickly you can make decisions and how that impacts not only what strategy is, but how you're able to pivot off into that stuff. And that's where I want to move over here to the tie into everything, data view.
I'm good. Yeah, data view, I think, is something that as an operator, at a quick glance, this data view is just something that I think is so amazing.
Kelsey, can you talk us quickly through what we're looking at here on this dashboard?
Sure, absolutely. This is what we call the power of data view, because it takes us through all aspects from field to finance. On the top left, we've got our operations. So this is your gross and net variance of your AFE budget. And you can see it broken down against your actuals as well. Then over here, you've got your land payment obligations and what's coming due over a 3-month spread. And you can obviously change your dates to see more. And as we scroll down, we have our field information. So these are the non-payment obligations that we have that might have a task that they need to be completed in the field. And so you can actually send those tasks to the field directly and then monitor them here. So you can see you've got 27 non-payment obligations, and 7 of them have a related task that have to be completed. And then finally over here, we bring it all to the very top, and we've got our revenue accounting. And this is your oil that you've sold over barrels month over month, and then your revenue trend. So because it's all one singular database and all of your data is in one place, we can bring it all together and see it from beginning to end.
I mean, the amazing part about this used to be isolated systems that took hours and hours. I mean, I cut my chops taking different isolated, disparate data systems, combining them just to develop a report like this, that now having it all in one place in DataView, basically making your own data warehouse. The other interesting thing, interesting part that I love about this is actually what I call analytics ready. Whereas a lot of times people just throw data in a database, and then I got to spend all this time formatting it, make it to the I actually can go boom. Here's something that he can actually look at and say, I can make now a decision off this.
If I may, that's funny you mentioned that, Mike, because yes, with the data, analytics are always so important. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. And you need smart individuals like yourself that always go through this. But to bring it up on one page, he's absolutely right. It's like, okay, let me look at this. How do we make a decision? Or not how, I'm able to make a decision based off the fact that I don't got to go to 6 different softwares they go, where, also if there's a mistake, where was that at? Or it's like, wait, that number doesn't seem right. Dive into the numbers, which I'm sorry, you have to do every now and then. And you guys are able to do that here with this W software is just amazing. And the way W Energy is really being able to streamline this is so amazing and put it in a way that it's like quick and precise is very awesome.
And, while there are canned reports, you don't have to have canned reports. And I think that's powerful because as a business, and we've talked about this before, KPIs are always changing. If you're looking at the same data points 2 years ago as versus you are this year, there's not much growth going on. So I think being able to modify this as the business model changes really makes it critical to, again, be able to adapt to whatever new, whether a business model changes from I'm raising retail capital to now I'm going with more private equity, all that stuff. I think it's pretty awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I will say this as an operator, W has so many features that you would, that any size operator can definitely use, whether it's a small one that's producing 500 barrels a day or one of these big guys out here that's doing a million barrels of oil a day. And even more, that W is able to handle those size stuff is really exciting.
Okay, so you're in the trenches every day. What's one big takeaway that you're seeing companies use DataView that's really improving their operations?
Yeah, so I think the ability to make decisions faster and more accurately, deploy capital in the right ways. So one of the big problems that I've seen solved is, where do we put our next rig? What do we do with these? We've been collecting data for years and years and years. How do we use that to make good decisions? Another big benefit that I've seen customers experience is a lot of times you have these different departments and they don't really talk to each other. They're not working together. They're just kind of taking, here's my reports, I'll give it to you, and then you do your job. Now, what we're able to do with Stream Plus is get the whole company rowing in the same direction and working towards the same goals.
Awesome. All right, last question here to Frank. What do you say to a potential customer that's looking at and comparing you to other operators or other softwares out there? What do you think's the one thing you want them to know?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. The things we went through over here, field to finance, are all things that are going to make our customers better tactically. I think a lot of software companies say that. Where we differentiate is the culmination of all the data behind analytics ready data allows you to be much more strategic and not only focus on the tactical part of the business.
Absolutely. No, really appreciate you guys walking us through this for the Crude Truth Energy News Beat. We're super excited to be here. Rachel did come on your podcast. You talked for, what was some highlights from that?
I tell you what, Rachel and her team, and as you got to see them, they have set themselves up for at least a 5 to 10 year window of at least continue to grow with these products that they have. I don't think anybody else can do it. Field to finance, I love it. And I think that is something that they've really been able to do. And that the time, and that was something else that we talked about, is the amount of time that they have spent to bring this out. They've already gone through the era. They've already gone through the research, the development, and it's like now it's ready to roll out. And that's why I think this is just something that's amazing from the field to finance. I love it.
To take a phrase from a good friend of mine, that's the Crude Truth. We'll see you next time.